Been a pretty cold and wet spring. Just now getting some flowers out, and they're really not doing a lot yet, but some of them are gonna do all right, I think. We just haven't had any warm weather yet. Today's supposed to get in the 60s, so we're hoping for that. And I need to get the yard mowed again. It's just wet. It's so wet you can't even have a day where it's not raining to mow. But we need the rain. Just don't want any fires this season. So give you a little tour of the place. This is the add-on we added to the house when we moved in. And last year I had some big marigolds growing in here. I hope they come back. Piece of driftwood that we got. I made Randy and our cousin drag home. And down this way we have I forgot what they called them. Those seeds I put in there were like 20 years old, and they're growing. And I think we have some berries coming up in the middle of them. I'll take you out to the garden. We pulled up all of the old fabric that was stringy and tripping us, and we got to get that back down. We got part of it down, and we're gonna put fabric all the way down the side of the greenhouse again, and in here and in between the berries, and then get some sawdust back on those berries. But we had freeze the other night, and I don't know if our trees are gonna do anything this year. Maybe some plums. This one's pear. A couple little cherry trees. We put these barrels out here hoping to be able to ward off the frost, but we missed it the other night, so I don't know if we're gonna get any fruit or not. Looks like we maybe have some apples. The plum tree did well. It always does well. Hi, ladies. Hi, ladies. What you doing? Our little Honeycrisp apple trees were bare root a couple years ago, and it looks like they're getting big enough to start doing something. A couple of those. The apricot trees bloomed out early. I think they got frosted. That little tree's never had anything on it since we moved in here. I don't know if it's gonna this year. This is a Macintosh. This is a pineapple tree. Gotta do something about those gophers. They're ruining the place. The peach tree, I don't know if it made it. It's looking kind of dead, but we kind of knew maybe it was the wrong place to plant that. And the bees say it's too cold to come out today. We still got to get the fabric down in the walkways, but we got our tomatoes in. And the little tiny ones, I started by seed in the house. But look at all the little volunteer ones that are coming up everywhere. I have thyme and rosemary. That one's sage. In between, I planted cilantro, and it looks like it's starting to come up. We got winter squash planted in this bed. Randy put carrots over there, and we're trying something new this year. We put in some turmeric and ginger in this bed. I don't know if it's warm enough here to do that, but we just thought we'd give it a try. Look at that little stinker coming here and popped up through our bed. We're gonna have to get rid of him. So we got pumpkin, pie pumpkin, and zucchinis over here. Still a lot more cleaning, spring cleaning to do. We have a lot of tilling to do. We got to till around the blueberries here and get the sawdust back down and the fabric back down. And the blackberries, same thing. We got the strawberries in, redone, got the fabric on them. They're starting to bloom. Hopefully we get a lot of strawberries this year. They're my favorite. The raspberries we got in this bed. These were shipping containers. When Randy was working at the dam, they were shipping things in these containers, and then they were going to throw them away. So we brought the containers home and used them for raised garden beds. I had green beans in here. Here we got beets and cauliflower. This is the wood that we cut on our sawmill the other day, and we finally got to use something we harvested. And then over here we have, I can't remember. Oh, we got peas that grow up on these trellises, and cucumbers on this side if it ever gets warm enough for the poor little seeds to pop up. And then they grow up on these cattle panels and hang down. I think I put squash in there because I didn't have anything else to put in there. Carrots in this one. This is my poor garlic bed. It's not looking good with this weather. And we were going to move this asparagus bed, but it was just the wrong time of year, and we pulled the frame off of it and then got afraid to move it, so it's probably going to sit like that till fall, and then we'll move that. Put our onions in the bottom of it. The asparagus is coming up. And this is Concord grapes here. Back here we have potatoes and onions planted. Little greenhouse, all hot peppers. We have jalapenos and habaneros, and we planted seeds here, and the weeds are coming up, so we gotta wait till we find peppers before we can weed. We didn't want to pull up the peppers. And we love hot stuff. I'm gonna put the pool noodles up here because Randy keeps banging his head, and he's got the whole top of his head is no skin. So we're going to put the pull needles around the metal. And then this bed over here is corn. And rhubarb. And more grapes. These are the green ones, I think. More blueberries. Actually, last year the blueberries that were the short ones variety did better than these, but hopefully these will do something this year. I have a lot of tilling and stuff yet to do where we can get the fabric back down. Make it easier for us as we age. Randy's getting ready to do some work with the tractor. We have that fabric out there that we're going to put down in the garden. The rock back there is rock we're going to use when we build our pond. And I'll show you where we're going to put that. I've done some paths around the place in case of fire. We can get trucks in here in case we get a fire. And oh, it looks like the wind blew the tarp off the mill. We're gonna build a roof over the mill and build a solar kiln so we can dry our wood. Get that tarp back on there. I think Randy's gonna use this today, so it's not supposed to rain today, but you never know. Love this field out here. There's a lot of elk in there in the fall usually, and turkeys and deer come through and visit. Hey, Sassy. We made a big mistake when we bought this place. That 10 acres up on that hill was for sale, and we didn't want to get overextended because we were building onto the house, so we didn't buy it. And somebody bought it. It butts up to state land, so we're really kicking ourselves for not trying to get it. So now we're gonna have neighbors back here, but you know, everybody wants a place, and we understand. It'll change our privacy a little bit, but the people that bought it are super nice, and I think they're gonna be great neighbors. So that's kind of the end of the property there, and it goes up the hill. We just have 10 acres, and there's that tent that just sold. So from there up the hill is the neighbors. They're not here yet. I don't know when they're coming. We're trying to get a well in before they come, and I understand wells are crazy expensive now, and sometimes more than a year out to get somebody to come drill it. So we got piles of dirt that we use on the garden, and we mix with stuff to keep organically going. Kind of windy today. burn pit there, so we can burn the slashes off of the mill. I thought you might like to see our little place and what we have here. I have a lot of cleanup to do. That might be what he's getting ready. How he's getting ready to put the molder together. He's getting all the boxes out of the garage. We gotta get cement tomorrow to make the foundation for the molder. He's got a couple weeks of putting that thing together. When we moved in, there was no garage, so we built this, and then one year we added one shed roof, and next year we added the other shed roof. He's getting ready to put the molder together, give us more room in the shop. We're gonna come out, even with the patio, and the end of the house will be an addition to the kitchen. Then we're gonna put a roof over this back patio here. That little spot over there is where we plan on putting our pond when we get ready to dig it. Just a little one, and has a little waterfall. Boy, if it doesn't quit raining so I can get this grass mowed, I'm gonna have to get a swather. We installed all the frost-free pipes. Our son-in-law's a plumber, and they came up and helped us get these in. There was only one frost-free pipe on the whole place. Oh, I got Oregon grape ready to bloom. Oh, I made this little path here so we could, for fire protection. Everything was so thick that we just needed some paths so we could get equipment in case of a forest fire. There's been so many, and people all around us are buying and clear cutting their places, so, you know, just one little mishap and could be bad. The trees down here at the end are needing thinned out, and some of them are dead, but we don't have our firewood in yet, so these trees will be beautiful for firewood and posts and poles and stuff like that. The white flags are the invisible fence for the dog, and they won't cross it. They've done well. Back that way to our driveway. She won't come over here because I'm on the wrong side of the fence. Oh, it's that's a big old tree. Pretty. Boy, oh boy, we're really gonna have to get on top of these guys. Coming up in the garden, in the yard. So, I've been keeping this swath around here pretty cleared out for fire break. And the dogs have about a 6-acre run with all the fencing, the invisible fencing that we put up. But We love our place. We're feeling very blessed to have it, and it's very peaceful and quiet for the most part. And we're really glad we found it when we did, because the price has gone silly stupid with stuff now, and nothing's available. Sassy, stand on that side of the fence. So that's a little tour, not the whole thing, but close, and come back around to the back side of the house. What are you doing, Sass? Some of the stuff was dead and down when we moved in, and we just haven't had a chance to get it all cleaned up, but this pile's gonna have to be cleaned. The fence goes on around quite a ways. I'm gonna go back this way. My shoes are getting wet. When we first moved here, we found a few huckleberries, but not enough to really do anything with. And no mushrooms on our place, but we're gonna go get some before long. And anyway, short tour of our little place. And the walkable part anyway, that boy, that wind is cold this morning. And got a lot of work to do on this fence. It was here when we moved in, and we've replaced some of the posts, and someday the whole thing's gonna get fixed. The guy that built it put the small wire on the bottom, and then he decided it wasn't tall enough, so he put the little wire on the top. What you doing, hun? Getting all the pieces to the molder out of the garage so we can work in there, and we're waiting on one more box they didn't send so we can start putting that together. So anyway, hope you're all having a blessed spring and able to get out and enjoy God's creations and enjoy your family and loved ones. And if you like our videos, it really helps if you subscribe, and it's free, it doesn't cost anything. Just subscribe, and then you can like every once in a while, helps out too. And we appreciate everybody. Just, it's been a kind of a cool, wet spring. We're hoping for some warm water, warm weather, so the water that we've had will start growing things. But this is us. We just love our place, and feeling very blessed. Thanks everybody, and happy spring.